Hi. I'm Ben Starr.
This is my +1.
And this is me feeding a banana to Neil Newbon.
I mean, come on.
Be gentle but firm.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. That's weird.
Hashtag you're welcome. And the internet.
My name is Neil Newbon. I'm an actor, director and producer working in mainly video games but also film and TV.
So it's been obviously a year since you were here for Baldur's Gate 3,
Yeah.
but the hype has not died down at all.
No, it hasn't. I love the fact that, because I catch up with Larian a lot. I mean, we're family. And I do speak to them often about how it's all going. I mean, there was at one point the same number of concurrent players, I think, this year as there was like when it was released. Or
It's
something
amazing,
like that.
isn't it?
It's amazing,
Like,
yeah.
yeah,
It's been a very beautiful experience. I personally think it's a perfect game. I'm glad they didn't... I'm glad that when their hearts told them they wanted to move on and do other things, I was fully supportive of that. Because I think they made a complete, perfect game. They released it, they updated it, they've still been like adding things to it, and they've only just finished now. I think it's a wonderful experience to see an endeavour like that from a studio like Larian,
Yeah.
who are absolutely gorgeous as a studio, to see them create such an amazing experience. Yeah.
It's difficult because obviously one day there will be a Baldur's Gate 4, and it's like, how do you top Baldur's Gate 3?
You don't. You try and do what people want to do, I guess. I mean, I have no idea if there's going to be a BG4. I hope there is. I don't know anything about if it is in talks or anything like that. But I think ultimately, Larian had a lot of freedom, I believe, from my understanding of their development. They had a lot of support from Wizards as well. And Wizards of the Coast is a great company. I really love them. I really like working with them. And I think ultimately, whoever takes on BG4 will have to make it their own game. Because, maybe having reoccurring characters. Wink, darling, wink. Sorry. But ultimately, they have to make it theirs. And it has to be their experience of how they want to make the game. Because I think if you try to recreate homage of the game in that way, the danger is that you miss out on your own great ideas, I guess.
Yeah.
Same thing about performances. A couple of times I've recreated performances, and I didn't want to do what the other actor did with that, because that's their take on it. I want to make it my take on it. So whenever I approached those characters, I decided for myself, okay, I'm going to build it from the ground up. How do I want this character to be? And not really listen to the other actor's version, because that was theirs version. Do you know what I mean? Same kind of thing in game development. I feel that whoever takes on number 4, make it your own. Do your own thing.
Because you don't want to mimic people. Jack Nicholson's Joker stood out, obviously, from season.
As did Heath Ledger's.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
It was all unique, and otherwise, if they were all just copying the first person that portrayed the Joker, it would just, you'd get tired of it. It wouldn't be anything.
Well, it wouldn't be any good, ultimately. It would just be an homage of an homage of an homage. So.
If someone else ever did take on the role of a Starr, what advice
I
would
would hunt them down and gut them like a fish, darling.
Yeah. So that won't happen.
Just try. Hello. Probably a hug and a kiss.
But say they did. Say for whatever reason you can't do it. You're on a cruise. What advice would you give them?
Everyone's going to come up and kiss me.
That's fine.
No, I'd have to be dead.
You'd have to be dead.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want anybody else to play it.
That's true.
Only because, again, it's well, listen, I have no control over that, by the way.
Yeah.
So ultimately, if somebody played him in something else, I just hope they'd come in it the same way that I did, in terms of looking at the core character and their life story and their history and their backstory, and honour that story as much as possible, and not run to a trope. So I don't know, what's going to happen or anything. I hope I get to play him again. I don't know if I will play him again. I'd like to.
Would you?
That was a mean question, I feel.
No.
That was very loaded. That was loaded.
Well, I just thought, you'd give some kind of funny advice.
Yeah, you knew what you were doing. It's fine. No, I hope I get to play him again. It's a better way.
Yeah. If you did get to play him again, and for fun, if you could pick any kind of, decide to do a different genre, what kind of game would you like to see him in?
No idea. That's an impossible question. For me, the character lives in the story. And if the character's then created again, I get to play them again, that'll be the new story. I don't really get to pick the genre, do you know what I mean? So I don't have headcanon like that.
That's fair.
I'd love to play him, but as in any capacity.
Yeah, that's more than fair. All right, final question.
Yeah.
Obviously, the games industry is booming despite the troubles it's having. There's like so many people out there that want to get into acting, and specifically for games.
Yeah.
What advice would you give them?
Learn to be an actor. Learn theatre, learn film, learn TV. Don't skip over that. Don't just think funny voices or mimicking voices or accents will get you a job. It won't. But they're very useful things to be able to apply to acting craft. But if people don't learn acting, they won't compete. They won't get the jobs. Huh? There is, but if you're not an actor, first and foremost, if you don't understand how to connect to the character, then good luck with that, because there'll be 1,000 people that have done their work and can do that, and can do voice work, and can do performance capture, and can do etc, etc, etc. People skip over the craft too often, I feel, especially because they see this, which is great fun. They don't necessarily see the endeavour in the work that goes to making this. And I think, I spent 28 years in the industry. I would say 18 to 19 years I was flat broke. That's a long time to spend on a breadline and not knowing.
Hi, video games Neil Newbon, how are you? How are you?
Hello, Jimbo. You never return my calls. What is with that?
Yeah, because I don't like you, Neil. You look amazing.
You look amazing.
Thanks.
I think you should make everyone happy, and Ben, I think you should feed a banana very slowly to
We're
Neil.
gonna feed a banana.
Feed Neil a banana, and that will be internet gold for all the right reasons. Very slowly.
Hi, I'm Ben Starr,
This is my +1.
and this is me feeding a banana to Neil Newbon.
I mean, come on.
Be gentle but firm.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. That was weird.
Hashtag you're welcome.
Hi.
It's going to be